Hello, thanks for stopping in to check out this video. I am going to just show you a few stretches that you can do, basic stretches. You don't need any special equipment. You might need a chair, which I'll show you where you might want to use that later on. I just want to really encourage you to think about this. Motion is lotion. As we use our bodies, as we keep them stretched and moving, we'll have a lot less problems with pain, and our mobility will be better. So it's really important, and plus stretching just feels good. I was going to give you more of a lecture, but we're going to move on. So any of the seated poses that I'm doing, you could do on the floor or you could do in a chair. I'm going to just stay on the floor for them, but as I said, you can do, whichever feels better for you. Also, you don't have to have a mat. I have a mat because I own a mat, but you don't have to have a yoga mat or any sort of special equipment to do these poses or to do these stretches. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna tip our head forward. We're gonna concentrate on our necks for a moment. And so your chin is tucked forward. You're gonna move that chin over towards your right shoulder. And you're gonna feel a good stretch in the left side of your neck. You're going to hold it for about 5 breaths. I didn't talk about breath, but you want to try to breathe so that you inhale and fill your diaphragm and your rib cage more than your belly. And then when you exhale, you want to exhale fully. So you're going to stay there for about 5 breaths, and then you're going to come over, tip your chin again, and bring it over to the other side. You're going to do that for about 5 breaths. And you're going to keep doing that. You can do however many of those you want. Just alternate and go from side to side. The second one that I want to show you, tip your head back so your nose is up in the air, and pretend that there's an arc going from shoulder to shoulder, kind of like a rainbow, right? So we're going to move our head so that our nose comes down towards one shoulder. And it's like we're following that arc from side to side. And we're just going to keep doing that for about, 10 reps. Just as comfortable as you feel with that. The last neck one that I want to show you, you're going to bring your right ear down towards your right shoulder, but don't bring your shoulder up to your ear. Drop it down towards your hip. So you may not be able to go very far in this one. Apparently I can't. So you're going to bring your right arm up over the top of your head and remember to drop that shoulder, and you're going to hold it for 5 breaths. 5 breaths is kind of my magic number. And then you're going to come back up. And you're going to go and you're going to do it on the other side for 5 breaths. We always want to keep things even. So as I mentioned, shoulder is really important. We tend to have them hunched. So first one, we're going to bring our right arm across the front of us. We're going to hold onto it with our left hand arm, and we're just going to pull it towards our body. We're going to stay here. You know the answer, 5 breaths, right? And after that, we're going to keep our elbows close to each other, and we're going to try to twist our arms so that our palms meet or come close to each other. You may not be able to go all the way. That's okay. Then you're going to make sure those shoulders are down. You're going to gently, really gently lift those elbows up. And if that's too much, back off a little bit and just make sure that those shoulders are down. And then after your 5 breaths, you're going to come around to the other side with your arm across the front, and then your eagle arms, and then you'll release out of that. The last one I want to show you for your shoulder, not the last one, but close, is child's pose. So for this one, you're going to have your knees a little bit wider than hip width apart. Your hands are going to come down towards your mat, and then you're going to sit back towards your heels and try to get your forehead down to the ground. And if it doesn't go there, that's fine. Just wherever you land. 5 breaths. And then while you're down here, you're going to bring your right arm under your right shoulder and come down. Try to get your right shoulder down to your mat. If you can't, that's okay. 5 breaths. and you're going to come back up, and you're going to go to the other side. Just make sure you're sitting back on towards your heels, and you're trying to get that good stretch in your shoulder. All right. So for our low backs often give us trouble. If you have any sort of sciatica pain or really severe pain in your low back, don't do any of these exercises. We don't want to aggravate stuff by doing more. So you're going to come to your hands and knees. Your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, about hip width apart. And we're going to do some cat-cow. So we're going to start with our tailbone. We're going to exhale and lead up with that tailbone again. Get arching our back towards the ceiling. Kind of bringing your nose towards your navel. And as you inhale, I'm not very good at the tailbone thing. As you inhale, you're going to go the other direction. And then you're going to exhale again. Inhale. And you can do that till the cows come home. Just kidding. You know, again, as often as many times as you would like to do it. Maybe 5, maybe 5. All right, so another good low back stretch is laying on your back. Your knees come up into a tabletop position. Your knees come to the side, and you're either with your opposite hand of the top knee, so your left hand on the right knee, you can either put it on there or you can have it coming out to the front, and then your right hand comes out to the side and you're looking over the shoulder of that right arm. You're gonna hold it for 5, come back up. You're gonna go back to the other side now. Same thing with your hand if you like. Trying to keep your shoulders on the ground, both shoulders on the ground. After you're done, go ahead and come up out of that. All right. Oh, my paper's got all messed up. All right, so hips. My hips are always tight. I don't know about everybody else's, but bridge pose is the first one we're going to do here. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your hips, and you can clasp your hands underneath you if you like, and even roll your shoulders under you. You're trying to get a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. You're going to stay here, you guessed it, 5 breaths, and then you're going to come down on your exhale, and then you're going to inhale again, and then you 3 times would be really nice. You can certainly do more if you like. That would not hurt anything. All right, so our next one is pigeon pose. So you're going to come from a downward dog. You're going to bring your right foot forward, and you'll see that my left foot is flat on the ground, and you can stay here and get a good stretch right in here. Okay, really good stretch. If you want to go deeper, you can go to a low pigeon. You can go down to the forehead to the mat, or wherever you like. If you want to stay up on your elbows, any position is going to give you a good stretch. And so after you're done on that side, you're going to kick your leg up, bring it back down, and you'll do it on the other side. So up to the front, and your second pigeon. So again, holding that for 5 breaths. Another fun hip opener is happy baby. So laying on your back, you're going to bring your feet up. You're trying to catch your toes. If you can't, you can do your feet or you can do your shins, and you just want to stay here and just give yourself a good little back massage as you rock back and forth. Again, we're breathing for 5 breaths, and when you're done, you can release out of that and sit up. All right, one more hip opener that I want to give you is butterfly. Now, your knees do not have to touch your mat, which is good because mine do not. You want to have a straight back. You're holding onto your feet and you're going to lean forward with a straight back. You can put your elbows down if you like. You can see that I can't go very far on this one. It's my hips are tight. So you're just going to come, breathe for 5, and release out of that. The last hip stretch that I want to show you is more for inside, like behind your glutes. And this one feels really nice if you have soreness there or tightness. So you're going to have your left foot planted on the mat. Your right foot is over, just right on top of your knee, like the thigh right above your knee. And then you're going to lift that leg. You can put your hands behind your thigh, your left thigh. You can put your hands over the knee if you like, and just gently pull that left leg towards you. Again, we're breathing. When you're done with your 5 breaths, you're going to switch sides. Go to your other side, 5 breaths, and release out of that. The last thing we're going to talk about is balance. Balance is really important, especially as we get older. Even you youngers out there, you still have to worry about balance because you want to stay on your feet, right? You don't want to crash. You don't want to fall. Broken hips, bruised faces, head injuries. We just don't need any of that. So we're going to do 2 balance poses really quick. So the first one, you're on your hands and knees, and if you have tender knees, you might want to put a folded blanket under there. So you're going to extend your left foot and your right arm, and you're just going to hold that for 5 breaths. Engage your core so that you can help keep your balance, and then you're going to come down after your 5 breaths. You're going to go to the other side, and after your 5 breaths, you're going to release out of that. You didn't see that little bobble at the end, did you? Nope. Okay, the last balancing pose that we're going to talk about is tree pose. So this is one where if you have balance issues, you are encouraged to use a chair because we don't want any falls, but we do want to practice, right? So tree. So you'll notice that tree can be here, tree can be here, tree can be up here, tree cannot be on your knee, is because we have to press in to keep our balance, and we don't want knee injuries. So wherever you're doing tree, you can put your foot up there, press in with that thigh. These pants make my foot slip. You can either hold on to your chair, you can go into prayer, you can grow your tree, wherever you like your hands to be. You're just going to stay here for 5 breaths and come out of it, and then switching direction if you're using the chair. So you're going to be able to hold on to it with this hand, come up with this leg for 5 breaths. Thank you again for listening and watching. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, you can always call me. And thanks for letting me do this with you. Bye.